Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Moscow. For the next 3 weeks we will be here together, everyone, me and you, walking the streets and exploring new places, revisiting the places I've showed you already. Very grateful and happy to be back. The weather is incredibly perfect. It's just perfect. Everything is just perfect. I'm very happy to be back, and yeah, so let's get into the topics that I have for you today. I will have something very important to bring to your attention, but before we do it, if you're wondering where I am, this is Lubyanka area, which is very center part of Moscow. If you go, you see this building right there. It's actually a store. They have children's toys and clothing. On the top of this building you have the movie theater, the very one I saw Cheburashka Forbidden in the West movie. That's right. And if you keep on going, sorry, my finger, this way, you go all the way to Kremlin, close to Kremlin, and then to the Red Square. But here is a little park that I can take a sit. It's perfect location, and I can read you some updates from Poland and address something of very significant importance that will be probably the title of this video. So guys, I don't know if you remember, some time ago we had Duda, Polish president, Andrzej Duda. We call him Dugopis because he signs everything that they put at the front of him. He proposed the law that soon is going to be a reality in Poland, another law, yes, and that is the Commission for the Study of Russian Influence in Poland. You remember this, right? It was several months ago, and it became very controversial because this is going to be a law that goes around the law and against the constitution. And what this said, I will just remind you the main points of this. This new law signed by Duda is a public law, and it will be influencing anyone, any public figure who acts under Russian influence. They decide, right, what's the Russian influence, and that person might be banned from holding a security clearance or working in the roles related to distributing public funds. This body, which is this new law and this new committee, would be able to deprive citizens and individuals of their rights to be an elected official, public office, possibly without an administrative decision, without any judicial review. So, long story short, you have a group of, I think, 9. Yes, they just announced, let me read you this first and then I explain. On Wednesday, yesterday, on the 30th of August, Polish Sejm, Polish Parliament, appointed 9 members of this commission for the investigation of Russian influence. Law and Justice, the leading party, PiS, is a club. This is from the Interia Wydarzenia portal, and it says that PiS, the Law and Justice Club, was the only club that put forward its candidates. So all those 9 people, I'm not gonna read you the names, you don't need those names. They all come from Law and Justice Party. Names of the Law and Justice candidates were announced, and it says in this article, each of the 9 candidates was voted on, so approved. Members of the Civic Coalition, which is Platforma Obywatelska, the Left, the Polish Coalition, PSL, and other parliamentary groups did not take part in the vote. So other parties didn't vote for it, but there was one party which I want to emphasize again, I don't trust any of them, Confederacja, they voted against it, but that doesn't really matter because it's all the same gang. So it is. If you don't believe me, just do a little bit more research to those of you who are in Poland and still believe in Confederacja. Time to smell a coffee and wakey. All right, now we're gonna have this officially. I think they have already all of those 9 people. How soon this will be taking care of things? I believe very soon, because this is also all related to the coming election that we will have, parliamentary election. So it's one of the most powerful tools to prevent other candidates as well. And let me tell you now what else I have for you, and this is something of a huge importance. You remember the story about those Polish young men who were attacked on those boulevards in Warsaw by supposedly, right? They said supposedly Ukrainian refugees, right? And then the police said that those were not Ukrainians, those were actually citizens of Georgia. Well, I cannot sit here, it's fresh paint, okay. Well, so the situation looks like this, guys. There is an interview that is very important interview. It's in Polish. I will attach the link down below this video. And what is this interview? It's an interview with 3 of those young men who have participated in this unfortunate experience, those victims. There is an interview with 3 of those guys, and they are describing the situation, what really took place, and they are clearly saying things that police didn't say, because Polish police lied. And the way how those young men who are, I am blown away by the level of ignorance from the official institutions in Poland, like police that's supposed to protect Polish citizens in that event. After this event, not only they didn't report the truth, but they did not arrest those who caused so much harm. And let me tell you what really happened. And if I try to tell you in a nutshell, this video is in Polish. I believe you can find a way to click on the translation there and just have it translated in whatever language you choose to. YouTube provide you this option, so you can do it. So I'm not going to translate the video, but this is very, very disturbing. So you had those young men who are not coming from any pathological place, very well spoken, almost ready to finish the university. I think it's psychology, which is very hard school to attend. They gathered like the last weeks of vacation, of holidays before the school starts again, and they were there in a group of, I'm not sure if it was 8 or 9, and there were also some girls with them. So I might be wrong with the numbers, but there was a group of, I think, 5, 6 boys, age of 20, 21, 22, this is the age of them, and there were girls with them, about, I think, 7 or 8 girls. And what happened is this. I will describe you the events. I just watched this whole interview before I came out here to record this video for you, and I get so disturbed by how this was handled by Polish officials and also by Polish hospitals and Polish emergency doctors, how they handle it. So they were celebrating this like last days in the late evening on the boulevards, right? A group of men came, again, I think it was like 12 of them. And yes, from what you hear, not just from those victims, but from the interviewer who is describing that he happens to know someone who is an expert in recognizing, let's say, nationality, the dialect, the language, questioning if those were Ukrainians or not. So there is over 80% certainty from that those who approached them, majority of those, were Ukrainians. They come to them, and this is what one person who's showing his face. 3 boys are talking to the interviewer. 2 of them don't show their faces. 1 of them does. And he describes that they were just standing together, and then he was approached, the one that's showing the face, by that group of Ukrainian young men who were under the influence of alcohol with the Ukrainian flag, right? And they come to him and they ask him to say Slava Ukraine, Slava Ukrainie, da? And he says, no, I won't be saying this because this slogan is related to the organization that was not doing the good things to Polish people. And they keep on asking him for about next 15 or 20 minutes. It was taking some time. And he had a friend of his, the other guy, whose name is Jacob, I think, Jakub in Polish, Kuba. And he was recording this, okay? As I remember correctly, that person who was recording was the one who was wearing glasses, because he had to wear glasses. His sight is not good. So I'm gonna tell you the whole story, guys, because this is so freaking disturbing. Like, I just can't, okay? So if you're not interested, you can stop watching now, but I'm gonna finish this as much as I remember those details, and then you can watch the video and listen from the mouths of those young men who I admire so much, especially the one who showed his face. But that I will tell you before I end this video. So they insist, Slava Ukraine. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then he saw that they were surrounding him, and he was the only one in the circle, in this group, and he could feel very intelligent, smart, well-spoken young man. He felt that this is getting more and more serious and more dangerous. So what he has done, he said, you know, why don't we shout Slava Poland, right? And he was trying to like change the subject. Somehow, I don't remember exactly now, but somehow that whole tension in a way like dissolved. Like he said, you know, but that's what he did. He said, you know, he doesn't support Russia, he said, so we are in the same group here. You are safe here. We should just live in peace together, coexist together in Poland, you know, and like, why do you do it? And so he kind of talked into him some common sense to stop this demanding, right, from him to shout those words. So it looked like it ended, but it really hadn't. They walked away, this group of Polish young men. They left it behind. They went on their own thing, discussing their life and etc. And they actually almost like they were forgetting about this whole incident. But then all of a sudden, and he describes this, he hears the sound of glass being shattered, like someone breaks the bottles with alcohol, and he could hear it. Someone was like crushing those bottles on the ground. And then out of nowhere, as if out of nowhere, one of those young men, the very one who was wearing the glasses, is approached without any warning by one of those aggressors, and he is hit straight in his face, in his glasses, that could literally, when they got damaged, they could absolutely affect his eyes and he could lose the sight. He's hit not only in the face, loses those glasses, he's also hit, I don't know how you say it in Polish we say, I think it's called mostek. It's like a body bridge in between the chest, so it's hit here, where you're breathing. You know, now he has problems, huge problems breathing. And I think was he the one who fell down on the ground? Sorry guys, I'm walking like back and forward because I'm just like telling you the story, and it's like a really aggravating story for me. There was another attack. I'm not sure if it was on the same person or the other one. One of those aggressors literally, I don't know how they done it, but they jump on him, like on his head. So he was laying down on the ground and they kick him, okay? And there was one more very serious incident also with another person from this group who approached the guy who's showing the face, and the hands of that aggressor who was approaching were behind him because he was holding the gun, was I understanding, and there was an explosion, like he shot so close into the next to the ear of one of those that he still has like huge hearing problems. Anyway, I know I didn't describe it maybe exactly the way how this happened. What I'm trying to tell you is this: half of this group, if not more, ran away from the place of that incident. Another part that was reported as Georgians. None of those who committed those crimes that could end lives of those Polish young men were arrested. None of them. When they called for the ambulance, they actually heard, in a way, like to get to the hospital themselves. It's disgusting to me what's happening in Poland right now. I am so disgusted how they are ignoring Polish citizens, how they are not, what is this? I'm not saying every policeman is the same. What police is doing? Didn't they have the oath? Didn't they promise to take care of the citizens of the country? I know this is coming from higher, above, and they have those directions, and also they have been paid probably, right? Majority of them, not to report the truth. The situation looks like this. The young man who lost his glasses, and about a week from now, he will have his test for the driving license. His health condition is not good at all. He might have problems with seeing, but not only that. His mother was talking to the journalist who had this interview with those guys, and she said to the journalist, I cannot afford to buy the glasses, the prescription glasses, right, for my son. I just cannot afford it. I think he even got not the exact one he's supposed to because she wasn't able to pay it, something like that. So not only I want to contribute to this because I have to find a way how can I support this man now, at least with those glasses, because it's just unbelievable to me. All the money that goes for the victims from the far land, right, in Ukraine. I'm disgusted, guys, beyond the measures, and I have to tell you that this is nothing. As I had a moment of thinking, maybe this was staged, maybe this is like this color revolution CIA is planning in Poland. You know how they do it, right? No, but this is legit to me. When I was listening to those young men, especially to the one who showed his face, I'm sure they will never watch this video from me, but if somehow they come across this, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful for men like you who have courage to say the truth. And like you said, I'm sorry I forgot your name. Like you said, this is of importance of the nation. This is on the higher level of importance. What are we doing with situations like this? How Polish people can feel safe in their own country? Yes, they are at home. Those are visitors. Didn't they forget that? They are visitors. How you behave when you go to someone's home? You respect the host. You respect the owner of the house. You show your gratitude for invitation to that home, right? Of course they didn't. This could end in a tragic way. This could end in death. You don't see much of the graffiti here, but if you ask, here it is. Like the first time, actually, maybe second time, third time I see it. Anyway, sidetracking. I am disgusted beyond measures. I could not be more proud of those young three men, especially the one that showed his face, of speaking up and showing the courage. And he said that he's a man of God, and he believes that you have to respect every human being because he follows Jesus. And when he said it, I said, my guy. Yes, he follows Jesus and he follows the kindness, respect of another human. He would never do such a thing like those guys. And they didn't engage, they didn't even protect themselves, like they didn't give back the punch, because they knew if they do it, it might end really, really bad for them. Not like it didn't already, right? So guys, this video, my first video from Moscow, I know it's like me, monologue, but I had to express it because I am now in a country actually in which I feel safe. Being in my own country, in Poland, knowing all of this, you don't feel safe. By the way, from all of this, I forgot that I have one more article for you with statistics. Yes, everyone. Rzeczpospolita.pl. When I say this name, you will always associate it from now on with Soros money. Rzeczpospolita, from 29th of August, few days ago, reported more and more thefts in Poland. The number of particularly audacious crimes is on the rise. This is not just about stealing stuff. This is about being aggressive and dangerous. Thefts are increasing, and what is worse, the courage of thieves is increasing. The number of particularly audacious thefts increased by a third. Mobile phones and money are common prey to thieves, but also electronics, power tools, alcohol, branded perfumes, and a whole range of various goods from the store shelves. Thefts have increased this year. By July, there were 6.1 more than in the same period last year. Let me go there because I feel like I can sit there. And perpetrators are more likely to show audacity. You have to put up with my English, sorry. Through the country until July, there were almost 63,066 thefts. A year ago, in 2022, in the same period, there were nearly 11,300. So, one more time, 73,000 to 11,000 last year. But this is not even mentioning the cars that are stolen and the apartments that are being marked. Because I haven't told you this before. So there was this whole, I'm not sure if it's still going on, the whole project the thieves had, that they were leaving marks on the doors in the apartment complexes, as if like, you know, this is the next one, this is the next one. And the residents of those apartments were terrified because they knew what it means. Imagine living like this in your own home country. Poland wasn't like this before, guys. Of course, there were always crimes, but now it's just through the roof, like I say. So this is it for you today, guys. I hope you are still watching this video, even though it's mainly just my spiel. But it's very important to talk about those things and to highlight how the people are not feeling safe in their own home, and the visitors are the aggressors. And I'm not saying all of them, but it looks like, I'm not saying all of them, it looks like a lot of them. So I will leave you with this. I will see you tomorrow in another video from a different location here. Like, once again, I just want to say I am so grateful to be here, at least for the next 3 weeks, and then we see. Please, one more time, as I will always ask you, join me on Locals. If you choose to support me there, it means a lot as well, since I am independent. I don't have any partnerships with anyone. And you can buy me a coffee for my trip to China. Thank you to all of those who contributed already. If that trip happens, it will be because of you and for you. And it happens once I reach this goal, which is on Buy Me a Coffee page. You follow me on Instagram, you will see more of Russia, more of Moscow, and join my mailing list to stay in touch with me. Rumble is another platform. And that's it. If you enjoy this content, I mean, I know it's like what to enjoy, but if you appreciate this content, hit that like, please. It really helps the channel to grow, and you can share this video as well. Leave the comments down below. I will attach both articles that I read you and also the very video that I was so passionately talking about. And there is a way to translate it into English. You just have those options suggested to you by YouTube, so you can do it yourself. Lots of love, everyone. I want to start ending the videos with something new. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge. We are those who are rewriting and writing new history, okay? So let's keep it in mind, because people like us, me and you watching me, we are changing the future of the humanity. So remember this, keep it in mind. See you tomorrow. Bye everyone.